visible? Good evening, everyone. I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening, Rohit, Shaheen. Good evening, Lalita. Good evening, Prachi, Disha, and Sachin. So I guess I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Okay. Okay, so just before we start the session, like last day I have asked you that last day I have told you that I will be asking questions with respect to Lokpal, CAG, and also about Election Commission of India. So let's start with the question first, and then we will come to the topics of the day. Okay. So see, here when we talk about this, let's see first some other questions, and then we will come to the question on CAG, Lokpal, and Election Commission of India. Okay. So how many of the following islands are located to the south of equator in Indian Ocean? That is one of the question. How many of the following islands are located to the south of equator in Indian Ocean? Socotra, Seychelles, Maldives, and Chagos Island. How many of the following? प्रियंका is saying हम कुछ भी करंट अफेयर्स नहीं पढ़े हैं, कैसे तैयारी करें? Are you appearing for this year exam or next year? Are you appearing for 2025 or 26? To see this question, the question is very much simple. How many of the following islands are lying to the south of this equator? To the south of the equator in the Indian Ocean region. So all of them are there in Indian Ocean region. Now the question is, how many of them are lying to the south of this Indian Ocean region? Sorry, south of the equator. See, if you are going for 2025, Priyanka, I will suggest that whatever time is left, try to see the current affairs from last year June to December or Feb. Okay, like try to cover 7-8 months of current affairs, because it is already too late. Now, if you get the time, if you can focus, you have to cover current affairs from January 24 to March 2025. But most of the questions are from like April, May 2024 to December 2024. So focus on that portion first, and then you can cover the remaining ones. Okay, whatever magazines you have got, you can cover it from there. We are also having this Adhyan batch also, so there also we are covering this entire 1.5 year current affairs. So how many of the following islands are located in south of equator? Answer C. If you look at this Chagos Island, it is there south of the equator. Maldives, if you look at this, north of equator. Seychelles, if we look at this, it is south of equator. And Socotra, it is also north of equator. You can see its position. This is the Maldives, this is the equator. Here we are having this one as the equator. This area is Maldives, this is Socotra. It is part of Yemen. Okay. Now here we have the Chagos archipelago, and here we have the Seychelles also. Okay. So these are lying to the south of the equator. Maldives and Socotra, they are lying to the north of equator. So here the answer is option number B, only 2. Only 2 is the correct answer here. Now, Share Food initiative has been launched by, first one is World Health Organization, Food and Agricultural Organization, Akshay Patra Foundation, and Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. So that is question number 2. That is question number 2. That which organization has launched this initiative? Save Food, Share Food. So here the options which you have provided me, option D. Okay. So I guess you have recalled that portion. Yes, we have seen it last day also. It is the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India which has launched this Safe Food, Share Food initiative. The last day when we were reading about the food challenge related, like the food related challenge in India, food wastage and all. So there we have seen it. One more thing, with reference to permafrost, consider the following statement. It refers to ground that remains frozen continuously for at least 2 years. Permafrost thawing releases methane and carbon dioxide. Permafrost thawing increases the Earth's albedo. How many of the above statements are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? This is question number 3. With respect to permafrost. Question number 3. Question number 3, okay, one answer is option B, one is option C also. B option and C option. See, it is quite simple. If you look at the first one, that is directly correct. We have seen the definition last day also. Then the second question which is there, permafrost thawing releases methane and carbon dioxide. So that is also true. There is huge amount of methane which is trapped under the permafrost. Once it starts to melt down, there will be release of carbon dioxide and methane. Then permafrost thawing increases the Earth albedo. That is incorrect. Albedo means reflection of the light. Reflection of sunlight is maximum from the icy surface. When the ice has melted, when the ice is gone, then there will be land which will be absorbing more amount of the light. So there will be decrease in albedo, not the increase in albedo. So this third option is incorrect. Answer is option number B, only 2. Okay. So these are the 3 topics which 3 questions. Now there is one thing. There is one organization called Comptroller and Auditor General, and there is one organization called as Election Commission of India. So tell me, like, expenses of which of them are charged upon Consolidated Fund of India? Upon Consolidated Fund of India. Like, in which case we have this, like, only 1, second is only 2, third is both, and D is none. Expenses of which of them are charged upon Consolidated Fund of India? Only 1, only 2, both, and none. We have discussed this part. There is one type of expenditure which is called as charge upon, another is called as voted upon. So this is your question number 4 about the CAG and Election Commission of India. Only 1, only 2, both of them, none. This is 1, this is 2. Expenses of which of them are charged upon Consolidated Fund of India? Only 1, only 2, both, none. Okay, a few answers are Election Commission of India, CAG, both, 1. Okay. So see, if you look at this, CAG is having this charge upon, while Election Commission of India is not having the charge upon expenses. That is one of the limitation with Election Commission of India. Its expenses are not charged upon the Constitution, it is voted upon. So that is one of the challenge to the independence of Election Commission of India. So here the answer is only one A option. Okay. Now there is one more thing. Like suppose we have got three institutions. One is ECI, Election Commission of India. One is Lokpal, and third is CAG. Now tell me, in which of them CJI or judiciary takes part in appointment? Takes part in appointment. In how many of them? In how many of them? In how many of them CGI or judiciary takes part in the appointment? A is only 1, B is only 2, C is all 3, and D is none. So in how many of them there is involvement of judiciary? There is involvement of judiciary in the appointment process. This is question number 5. In how many of them there is the role of judiciary? There is the role of judiciary in the appointment process. First option is only 1, only 2, all 3, none. The question is asking how many, not which of them. Okay, A option, B option, C option, D option. I think I have got all of them. So see here, in ACI there is no involvement, in CAG there is no involvement, it is only there in Lokpal. Okay, so answer here is option number A. Only in the case of appointment of Lokpal, there is engagement of the judiciary like Chief Justice of India or any judge nominated by him. In case of Election Commission of India, it is not there. In case of CAG, it is also not there. Okay. Now, one more question. The same thing is there. Now the question is different. Question number 6. In how many of them Parliament decides the service condition? Again the same question is there. In how many of them Parliament decides the service condition? In how many of them the Parliament decides the service condition? Sorry, let me be on this side. In how many of them Parliament decides the service condition? What will be the answer here? Only 1, B option, C option, all 3. See, in case of, now here, in case of Lokpal and in case of CAG, it is done by the Parliament. For the Election Commission of India, it is decided by the Union Government. In case of Parliament, in case of this CAG and in case of Lokpal, it is decided by the Parliament. Otherwise, it is decided by the Union Government. So that is also one of the another challenge with respect to Election Commission of India. Its service conditions and other things, they are decided by the President, by the Union Government. Okay. Whereas for Lokpal and Lokayukt, the act is already there. That act means the parliament decided this. For CAG, it is again decided by the parliament. Okay. So for CAG and all, there is deciding CAG and Lokpal, it is decided by parliament. For Election Commission of India, it is decided by the government. Okay. So I hope you get the idea from here. Like, there are 3 questions, and normally you read about all this thing, like how many members are there in Election Commission of India, what is the tenure and all. So sometimes with them, you have to revise these parts also, that consolidated fund, whether it is charged upon or voted upon. Okay. Then who is taking part in the appointment process, and who will decide the service condition and all. Okay. So these were the 6 questions. Now, the topics which we are going to discuss for today, one is, let's see the topics first. One is the Collegium reform. The first topic which we are going to talk about is the reform of the Collegium system. Then we are going to talk about this Sahyog portal, then anti-defection in a simple manner, Katchatheevu Island and Rushikulya River. These 3 topics are there, and then we will talk about this in-house inquiry of the judge's case. Now, before we go into that, there is this one announcement for you, that on 29th March, we are having this seminar. On 29th March, we are having this seminar at Prayagraj. Okay. And this is going to start at 9 AM, Sangeet Samiti Bhavan. Sangeet Samiti Bhavan. This is there in Civil Lines. Okay. This is there in Civil Lines in Prayag. So there we are having this seminar at 9 AM in Prayagraj. Okay. On 29th of March. We are also going to have one in Patna also on 7th of April. Okay. So let's meet you all there. Now, let's come to today's topic. The first one is about the Collegium reform. The first one is about the Collegium reform. So let's see this topic. Okay. Why this is there in the news? Last day, the Vice President of India called for this a meeting of various parties and their leaders, and government and opposition together have called for the reforms in the Collegium system. Now you know that in India, Collegium system is responsible for appointment and transfer or promotion of judges in higher judiciary. Whether we are talking about High Court or Supreme Court, transfer of judges, promotion of judges to higher court, or even the appointment of judges, that is decided by Collegium system. Means they are picking among themselves, and then it is finally approved by the government. Now, time and again, there have been questions about its transparency. Time and again, there has been questions about its transparency. So let us see that what are the issues. What are the issues with Collegium system? What are the main issues which are there with this Collegium system? First thing is, we see that there is lack of transparency and accountability. Lack of transparency and accountability. There is this lack of transparency and accountability as how we are deciding the judges. The judges who are going to decide upon important constitutional cases or otherwise, how they are decided and all, we have no such information about them. So that is one of the things. There is often closed door proceeding. There is lack of fixed criteria, and there is no official record. Okay. So closed door meeting. There is closed door meeting. Then we see that no official record. No official records, plus this lack of clarity or this lack of fixed criteria for appointment. Lack of fixed criteria. So these are the basis on which we say that there is lack of transparency and accountability in the functioning of the Collegium system. Then at the same time, it also leads to the potential of nepotism. These all things leads to the potential of nepotism and favoritism. Okay. So what we see that this often leads to this potential for nepotism and favoritism. There have been various reports that only few families are there in the judiciary of Indian system. Only a few families are there who have continuously their generations in this system. So that is also one thing. Then we see that there is also a lack of diversity. There is a lack of diversity also. Like we have discussed about this, if you remember, we have discussed about this during this 8th March, during this International Women's Day. We have discussed about the presence of women in Indian judiciary. So in that situation also we have seen, we have got very few women in our higher judiciary. So that is also one of the challenge. Okay. It is also having this one part, there is a delay in appointment. There is a delay in appointment. Now what happens that while Collegium system is recommending its name, it is often not approved by the executive. Okay. So executive delays are there. There is executive delay. Executive delay. What we see that the president is responsible for approving the appointment. President means the executive. So many a times there is a very long delay. There is a very long delay in this appointment process. Now all of these things are creating a challenge for us. All of these things are creating a challenge, and that is we have this like inefficiency of the judicial system. We have this inefficiency of the judicial system. Inefficiency of judicial system. If around 5 crore cases are pending in the judicial system, this clearly reflects the inefficiency of the judicial system. So while there are all these challenges, the impact is on the public. Many of these cases involve the breach of fundamental rights. So this is what people are suffering due to the problem between executive and judiciary. There is a problem between judiciary and executive, and we see that the public is suffering because of it. Okay. Now, what can be done? What can be done with respect to this Collegium reform? Like how we can introduce this part of Collegium reform? Yeah, 15 crore rupees. Yes, of course. What can be done? Once upon a time, there was a step, National Judicial Appointment Commission. There was this National Judicial Appointment Commission, but then there was a challenge in that National Judicial Appointment Commission also. It was violating the independence of judiciary. Okay. It was violating the independence of judiciary. So the problem is like finding a solution for this Collegium system is one of the most daunting challenges. Okay. NJAC was having this major problem. That what was undermining the judicial independence. It was undermining the judicial independence. Like nowadays, we have so many institutions, for example, CAG or this Election Commission of India. So there what we see that the appointment process is in the favor of executive. It is in the favor of executive. So people blame that these institutions cannot function independently. So now again, if the entire judiciary is brought under the entire control of executive, that will also be a challenging part. So when we are seeing this reform in collegium system, what we have to also balance, there is a need of balance. There is a need of balance. What is the balance which is required? There are three things which we require. First thing is check and balance. Check and balance of power. Check and balance of power. Judiciary is very much powerful. That is also one of the challenge. Judiciary is very much powerful. So there should be some check on its power also. At the same time, we have to also ensure the judicial independence. Judicial independence. And the third thing is, we also have to ensure the judicial efficiency. So there is a need to balance between check and balance of power, judicial independence, and also this judicial efficiency and accountability. So we need to find out a solution which can address all the three of them. So this all requires, this entire thing requires, this one part requires, this one requires multi-stakeholder consultation. Multi-stakeholder consultation. Plus at the same time, even if collegium system has to continue, collegium system requires reform and more transparency Okay. So right now what we see that the video has been made public. The video of one of the case involving a judge of a Delhi High Court, it has been made public. So this shows that the judiciary this time has shown this transparency, that there is a case involving a justice or a judge of High Court and the video has been made public. So this shows that we are getting somewhere near this transparency process. So more and more transparency, more and more codification of the conditions, they are required for maintaining this efficiency, accountability, independence of judiciary. Okay. So I hope that is clear. I hope this part is clear. Now, there is the second topic. Sahyog portal. There is this another topic which is called as Sahyog portal. So Twitter, which is now called as X. Twitter has been now renamed as X. So it has told the Delhi High Court that it cannot be forced to join the Sahyog portal. It has said that it cannot be forced to join Sahyog portal. So let us discuss about this. What is this Sahyog portal? What is this Sahyog portal all about? Like how it has been formed and what is the aim here? See, Sahyog portal has been developed by MHA, developed by Ministry of Home Affairs. Ministry of Home Affairs. So this portal, Sahyog portal, it has been formed by Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay. Now, what we see here, if we are talking about this Sahyog portal, it is aimed at automating the process of sending notices to intermediaries. Okay. So it means it has this automatic system of sending the notices to intermediaries. For what? For removing or disabling access to certain content. Okay. So this automates, what we see that this automates the process of sending notices to intermediaries. Who are the intermediaries? Like we have Google, like we have Facebook, or we have X, etc. So they are called as intermediaries. So there will be an automatic process of sending notices to these platforms or to these intermediaries. Why? What is the purpose? Why we are sending them notices? Why sending them notices? To remove or disable the access to certain content. To certain content. Means now government can actively control this part. Like suppose if there is a Twitter platform, if there is a Twitter and someone has tweeted anything on that platform, if the government thinks that it is not appropriate, then it can automatically send the notices to these intermediaries to remove them. Okay. So this will help the government to take the immediate action. It will help them to take immediate action. Okay. So this is a single platform for all authorized agencies and intermediaries. So this is one single platform. This is one single platform for all intermediaries and authorized agencies. Means all the government authorized agencies and intermediaries will be on this Sahyog portal. So there will be just this identification and removal of content in real time, that within a few minutes some content can be deleted by the intermediaries. They have to obey by that order. They have to abide by that order of the government. Okay. So now what is the challenge? Why this platform, why this Twitter platform is saying that we are not going to onboard this Sahyog portal? Why has it filed a case in the High Court against this Sahyog portal? What is the concern here? Okay. It has given certain defense. It has given certain arguments. It has given certain defense. Okay. It says that under this Sahyog portal, there is an executive controlled. It says that it is creating an executive controlled backend censorship infrastructure. So this is executive controlled backend censorship infrastructure. It has simply said that there is no law of parliament. There is no law of parliament which is behind this Sahyog portal. There is no legal backing. Okay. There is no such legal backing of Sahyog portal. No legal backing of Sahyog portal. And enormous power. What we see that normally if any platform have to remove certain content, they give a warning, or at least they give a option to appeal against any such action. Okay. So there is normally, suppose that if this video is there on YouTube, like suppose when we are discussing this class, so this video is going to be on YouTube. Now suppose that if it is violating the community guidelines of YouTube, so YouTube will send a notice, or even if it has removed the video, it will send this option to appeal against the decision of the YouTube. Okay. So there is an option to appeal, there is an option of warning also. But here, and plus at the same time, there is at least an option of informing the content creator that there will be a message which will be given that your content has been removed. Why? Because it was violating our community guidelines. Okay. But in case of this Sahyog portal, no information will be given to the intermediaries or to the public. Okay. So what we see that no information, no info, warning or appeal option to creator or intermediary. Means you will not have any option to appeal or anything under this part. Okay. So that's why it has said that this is a challenging part. It violates the freedom of speech and expression and the right to live with dignity. Okay. So according to Twitter, it has filed a case in the High Court saying that it is violation of the fundamental rights of the citizens. Okay. So that's why this Sahyog portal is there in the news. Okay. I hope that is clear. What is Sahyog portal and what is the aim of this? So what do you think? Twitter should come on board or should there be some reform in the Sahyog portal? What should be done in this condition? Like, is there a requirement of direct control? Is there a, like, do we require this direct control of government on all the social media platforms, especially the executive? The executive means from the normal police machinery to all the entire setup. Okay. So if a system like this prevails, there will be more and more challenges against the freedom of speech and expression. Okay. So that's why now there is a case in the High Court. Let's see what is the decision of the High Court in that regard. And for this very thing, we also require the independence of judiciary. So from here you can understand why there is a requirement of independence of judiciary. A large number of cases in the judiciary are against the government. So why should government not appoint the judges of Supreme Court or High Court? Because most of the cases in High Court and Supreme Court are against the government. There are a large number of cases against the government itself. So if there is like appointment of judges by the government itself, then it will be much more challenging. That's why NJAC, National Judicial Appointment Commission, was not a step in the right direction. NJAC gave enormous power to the executive wing of the government that they can appoint the judges of High Court or Supreme Court. So that's why these things are connected with each other. Okay. Now, there is a small update. So it's not that much of a news article, just to give you an update about this. Last week, we have discussed about US-India trade deal. Sorry, US-India tariff issue. We have seen this US-India tariff issue. Now there is announcement of this. Center drops import duty on goods used to make electric vehicles, phone batteries. Okay. So there are many such tariff which has been reduced by India in the recent times. Tariff related to electric vehicles, tariff related to phone batteries. So this has been reduced. Now we see that there is also going to be a visit of some of the US officials in India, and in the backdrop of that, we are seeing that we have reduced the import duty on various types of goods. Okay. So that is a little bit update. Okay. Now we have this one island issue right now. Okay. The Supreme Court is going to hear the Katchatheevu case on September 15th. Okay. So now we are going to have a hearing in the Supreme Court about the Katchatheevu Island. So can you tell me what is this dispute all about? Can you tell me about this part? What is this dispute all about? The Katchatheevu Island. What is this dispute all about? Like, what is the issue here? In the case of Katchatheevu Island, what is the issue? Why this keeps on coming in news from time to time? Why do we have this issue from time to time? This is the Katchatheevu Island. It is located in the Park Strait. This is located in Park Strait. This island is located in the Park Strait. Now, what we see that, like, if we look at the geographical part of it, it is very small island, 0.6 square kilometer. This has an area of 0.6 square kilometer. That is the only area of this Katchatheevu Island. Now, in 1974, what we see that in 1974, there was this treaty by which India has ceded this territory to Sri Lanka. Okay. So in 1974, India ceded the territory. India ceded territory to Sri Lanka. So under our friendship deal, we have given this territory to Sri Lanka. Okay. So this has been given to Sri Lanka in 1974 itself. Now, why the challenge is there? The challenge is with respect to the fishing community or fishing rights in the region. That is the most controversy. That is the most controversial aspect, the fishing right in this region. Whenever the Indian fishermen are going for fishing in this area, they are arrested by the Sri Lankan coastal guards or navy. So that becomes a cause of conflict between Indian and Sri Lankan government. Okay. There is also this Roman Catholic Church, Saint Anthony Church in this area, which is considered sacred by many of the fishermen community in Tamil Nadu region. Okay. So there is Saint Anthony Church also. Saint Anthony Church. So this is like sacred for fishermen in Tamil Nadu region, in Tamil Nadu coastal region. Now last year what has happened that there was this annual festival at Saint Anthony Church, and Indian fishermen, they were also invited, but many of them have refused to go, saying that while our brothers are there in jails of Sri Lanka, we will not be celebrating the festival at Saint Anthony Church. Okay. So this one island is there, and it is continuously there. It is continuously there in the news from time to time, especially with respect to the fisherman issue. Okay. So it has got highlighted during the election time also, and now there is a case also in Supreme Court with respect to this. Okay. So this is one of the topic which was there in the news. Okay. There is another small topic. This is a small topic, only a little bit facts are there. So there are certain facts. India is losing 3% of its GDP due to around 5 lakh road accidents annually in the country. So what we see that there are 5 lakh road accidents annually, and India is losing 3% of GDP. 4,80,000 accidents are there, which leads to 1,88,000 deaths of people aged between 18 to 45. And there is also 10,000 deaths of children aged below 18. Okay. So we see that around 2 lakh people are losing life per year. Around 2 lakh people are losing life per year due to this road accidents in India. Okay. So this is, and at the same time, India is also losing 3% of its GDP annually due to road accidents. In recent times also, we have seen various cases of rash driving, road accidents regularly. Okay. This is one of the main concern which has been highlighted by the Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways himself. The Union Minister has said that we are having this challenge in India. Okay. So this is one thing which has been highlighted by the Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways, Shri Nitin Gadkari. He has said this about road accidents in India. So that was one small fact which you can keep somewhere in your copy. Okay. Now, there is one more topic which was a smaller topic which was there in the newspaper, that is with respect to this Rushikulya river. So this Rushikulya river is here in Odisha. If you can see this, it is there in part of Odisha. Okay. And this river is famous because it is also a mass nesting habitat of the olive ridley turtles. This is the Dhamra river, this is the Mahanadi river and Devi river. So here is this Rushikulya and Devi river and also the Dhama river. So they are the important regions. This is the Gahir Matha sanctuary here. Gahir Matha sanctuary here, the Devi river here and the Rushikulya river here. They are all there in part of Odisha, and there was recently a protest also. The protest was with respect to construction of a dam on this Rushikulya river. So this was there in the news, that's why we are discussing this. Okay. So this is one small topic, places news, Rushikulya river. Then we have this Devi river and Dhamra river also. Remember these 3 rivers, they are there in Odisha. Okay. So I hope that is also clear. So India has ceded this to Sri Lanka. So these are some small prelims related article which was there in the news today. Now, moving forward, we have this one topic, anti-defection law. So now we are not going to see in the detail of this. We have seen that in past also, but we are going to just look at this one aspect. Okay. Now, in the anti-defection law, who takes the decision? There is this one part, like the decision to disqualify. The decision to disqualify any MP or MLA, it lies with the Speaker of the House. It lies with the Speaker of the House. They have the power to do this. Now, this is also subject to judicial review. This is also subject to judicial review. This is also subject to judicial review. Now, there is this one time period for decision by a speaker. Time period for decision by a speaker. Now, we see that there is no specified time period. There is no specified time period. There is this no specified time period, and that's why now there has been a petition in the Supreme Court again that in the anti-defection law, we must prescribe a time period for the speakers to decide the matter of disqualification. Under the anti-defection law, a MP or MLA can be disqualified for a number of reasons. They can be disqualified for a number of reasons. Like suppose if they voluntarily give up the membership of the party, if they join any other political party, if they have done something against the party, if they have not followed the whip of the party. So on multiple conditions, they can be disqualified from this party. Okay. So here what we see that now this decision to disqualify lies with the Speaker of the House, but Speaker has no such time limit. So now there has been a case in the Supreme Court whether there should be a time limit for the Speaker or not. If a Speaker is taking indefinite time, is it correct or it is wrong? So that is one thing for which there has been this challenge to the anti-defection law. Okay. Now, can you tell me just one related question here? Suppose there is a person, let us say that tomorrow government nominates, tomorrow, like let us say in April 2025, let us say that government is nominating any such Mr. XYZ, Mr. XYZ as a member of parliament, Rajya Sabha. Okay. He has been nominated as a MP in Rajya Sabha effective from 1st April 2025. Okay. Now, let us say that on 30th November, Mr. XYZ joins BJP. Let us say that right now Mr. XYZ, so we see that there is a government of BJP in the union government right now. There is this government of BJP at the union level right now. So if they nominate Mr. XYZ as a MP of Rajya Sabha on 1st of April 2025, then on 30th November 2025, if that person joins BJP, will he be disqualified or not disqualified? इंडियन फिशरमैन 200 नॉटिकल माइल के सराउंडिंग में भी तो फिशिंग कर सकते हैं. Yes, Disha, of course they can do, but the problem is we don't have that much distance between India and Sri Lanka. 200 nautical miles is roughly around 300 plus kilometers. Okay. But we don't have that much of difference between India and Sri Lankan territories. So there this rule of 200 nautical miles will not be applicable. They go to Sri Lanka because in the Indian coastal regions, there is scarcity of the fishes now. That's why they move towards Sri Lankan region or towards the deeper part of the sea. So tell me this part, whether they will be disqualified or not. So 3 answers as disqualified. Says, remember this one part, the person will be disqualified because it is more than 6 months. It is more than 6 months. It has been more than 6 months. So he will be disqualified. Okay. If he joins any political party within 6 months, then he will not be disqualified. Now tell me one thing. Like he has been appointed or nominated by the BJP government and he joins Congress, the Indian National Congress on 1st of May 2025. On 1st May 2025. He has been nominated to the House on 1st of April. On 1st of April 2024 and on 1st of May 2025. He joins Indian National Congress. So will he be disqualified or not? Now the second question. Will he be disqualified under this law or not? One answer from Sachin as no. Anyone else? Not disqualified. He has been appointed, he has been nominated by BJP and then he joins Congress. So will he be disqualified or not? Nomination, president, no. BJP is in government. Government will direct the president. So even if president is nominating, it is ultimately the political party which is in the power. They are nominating the person. They are nominating the person. It is not like the president is doing by his own discretion. It is the decision of the government. It is the decision of the government. Decision of the government means decision of this political party. Now, in this condition, will there be disqualification or not? It is up to a speaker, chairman. So remember this thing, no disqualification. No disqualification irrespective of the party. Irrespective of party within 6 months. So that person can join any political party within 6 months. There is no restriction on that. They can join any political party within 6 months. But after 6 months, they cannot join any political party, not BJP, not Congress, not Aam Aadmi Party, not any other. Okay. So remember this part, it is the time limit which is the important factor here, not the political party. Okay. So there is one topic in-house inquiry that I will discuss tomorrow. Okay. We have discussed 5-6 articles today. So in-house inquiry, we will discuss it tomorrow. And then we will discuss the other remaining topics. Okay. So let's meet then tomorrow at the same time, 5 p.m. and then we will discuss. Remember one more time that we are going to have this seminar in Prayagraj on 29th of March and 7th of April. So let's meet there and then we will discuss other strategies for UPSC preparation there. Okay. So thank you so much. Take care. All the best.